Nothing in this podcast or on our website should be construed as medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider for your individual nutritional and medical needs. The information presented is based on our research and is strictly that of the author and not necessarily those of any professional group or other individual.
Hi, I'm Sue Becker from Bread Beckers. Welcome to Sue's Healthy Minutes. I'm so excited you've joined me today, and I hope this episode encourages you and allows you to find the answers you have been praying for the health of you and your family. Today on Sue's Healthy Minutes, I'm actually recording from our little cabin in Ellijay where it's raining on my tin roof here, and I just love that sound. So you might hear it, enjoy it in the background. But I want to continue my discussion of the powerful antioxidant properties of phytic acid. The more I study this phytonutrient, the more convinced I become that it is indeed not an anti-nutrient. In last week's episode of Sue's Healthy Minutes, I focused on its antioxidant protection against the damage from too much free iron circulating in our bodies. Today, I want to share with you how phytic acid works to reduce the risk of colon cancer. Colon cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer death in America, as well as other Western countries. Studies continue to show that a high intake of fiber-rich foods greatly reduces the risk of colon cancer. For years, my teachings have focused on the importance of fiber, particularly from whole grains, beans, and real bread made from freshly milled flour. My main emphasis has always been how fiber keeps the bowel moving and its role in eliminating waste and toxic buildup. I continue to teach how fiber, both insoluble and soluble fiber, especially provided by whole grains, promote good gut fermentation and the abundant nutrients our good gut organisms provide as a byproduct of this process. In particular, those such as butyric acid that fuel the cells that line our colon to promote good gut health and protection. But studies that I have discovered recently are showing that not all fiber is the same, and it is not simply fiber, or any fiber for that matter, that offers this cancer-reducing protection. Studies have proven that the fiber from fruits and vegetables, while important, did not offer the same cancer protection as bran fiber from whole grains. And are you ready for it? And in particular, wheat bran. Wheat bran in the diet decreased the formation of tumor promoters in the colon. Among the components in wheat bran that were studied, it was the phytic acid in particular that showed specific anti-carcinogenic properties to prevent, reduce, delay, or even reverse the development of cancer cells. Phytic acid works by preventing the formation of abnormal precancerous cells. Studies show that it's the powerful antioxidant and, more importantly, the chelating properties of phytic acid that offer this protection. Through its antioxidant action, phytic acid works to reduce the rate of cell proliferation in the colon and greatly increases the immune response by encouraging the activity of the natural killer cells in the colon. Additionally, though, researchers found that phytic acid, as I mentioned in my last episode, is a potent inhibitor of the formation of the hazardous iron-generated free radicals due specifically to phytic acid's chelating ability of this free iron. Researchers explained that through this chelation of reactive iron, phytic acid protects the colon from cellular damage, therefore reduces the risk of colon cancer and other inflammatory bowel diseases. And they stress that a diet rich in phytic acid is extremely important. A further thought that might need to be considered: for years, researchers have made the correlation between a high intake of red meat and a higher incidence of colon cancer. Red meat is an abundant provider of iron. Since having too much iron is perhaps as big a health hazard as too little, the correlations between a high intake of red meat, which increases stool iron, which in turn may increase the stool content of carcinogenic compounds. This cannot be overlooked or dismissed. Don't get me wrong, I am a meat eater and a red meat eater for that matter. But with all the attention on phytic acid being an iron chelator, high consumption of red meat might just be better if we make sure our diet includes a healthy portion of wheat bran from bread made from freshly milled flour to get protection that the phytic acid provides. Years ago, I read a book called Diet for the Atomic Age by Sarah Shannon, a nutritionist and a biochemist. She cited much scientific data and research and stated that the more toxic our world becomes, the more exposure to heavy metals, free radicals, and radiation from the environment around us, the more we need to be consuming grains and beans and other seeds because of the abundance of phytic acid they provide. That is not the message we're hearing today. In reality, phytic acid is not something that needs to be broken down externally, such as with soaking, sprouting, or long fermentations. Whole grains, particularly grains in the wheat family, have plenty of the enzyme phytase that is released and activated during digestion to help with this, as well as our good gut microbiome. Now, if you want to soak your grains or enjoy the wonderful flavors of freshly milled, long fermented sourdough, of course, continue to do so. I too will continue to enjoy making and eating sourdough bread, but I don't make it out of fear that I have to, or that the bread will not be good for me if I don't, or that I have to break down phytic acid. And you know what? I will continue to make and eat quick breads, such as muffins, pancakes, and biscuits, along with unleavened breads and even commercially leavened breads that don't have long ferments or I haven't soaked or sprouted the grains, knowing I'm enjoying delicious breads that provide me with an abundance of nutrients perfectly designed by God. Phytic acid is a powerful protector that God has given us in seeds. It protects both the seeds as it waits to germinate, and it protects every cell in our body. Remember, it is not just any food or any source of fiber that provides phytic acid, but whole grains and beans, and in particular, wheat bran. And so our bread made from freshly milled flour that contains this vital component of God's perfect provision. While many have vilified the chelating ability of phytic acid of important minerals such as iron, calcium, and zinc, what they fail to realize and focus on is that this is actually a protective, powerful antioxidant property of phytic acid. I hope that you have been as enlightened as I have by this information I have learned and shared with you all today about phytic acid. And hopefully you will relax and enjoy making your bread for your family from freshly milled flour in a way that suits your family, your budget, and your time. And do not give way to fear. Let's all be truth seekers. In this day and age, with the ability to spread information literally at our fingertips, it's more important than ever to dig deeper to find those grains of truth. I want to thank you all so much for listening today. I hope you've been encouraged. Until next time, this is Sue Becker from Bread Beckers with Sue's Healthy Minutes.
Sue's Healthy Minutes podcast has been a presentation by the Bread Beckers Incorporated, located in Woodstock, Georgia. For more information, store hours, and learning opportunities, visit breadbeckers.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Share this with 2 friends who would benefit from this information, and be sure to join us again next week for more of Sue's Healthy Minutes.